Hello, today I would like to talk to you about the Internet of Things, cloud computing, computer hardware, and open source. To begin, we will talk about the Internet of Things and what exactly it is. The Internet of Things is a computing concept that describes a future where everyday physical objects will be connected to the Internet and be able to identify themselves to other devices. No longer does this object relate just to you, but is now connected to surrounding objects and database. So how it works. Many Internet of Things devices have sensors that can register changes in temperature, light, pressure, and sound and motion. They are your eyes and ears to what's going on in the world. For example, parking. Cities are embedding sensors in on-street parking spaces from a company called StreetLine. It can detect if a car is parked in one or when the car was parked. Drivers looking for a parking space use the company's mobile app, which lets them know when a space becomes available. The Internet of Things is on the verge of changing the way we live and work on a daily basis. A very basic example of how they communicate can be when your alarm clock wakes you up before work. It also starts the coffee pot and turns on certain lights in the house for you. Through the Internet of Things, data can be collected to reduce waste in a city and improve energy efficiency, creating a smart city. Things like traffic congestion, smart parking, and air pollution can be tracked, keeping everything in the city monitored. The Internet of Things offers endless opportunities and possibilities that are still unimaginable to us. Our second topic, cloud computing. In the simplest terms, cloud computing means storing and accessing data and programs over the Internet instead of your computer's hard drive. The cloud is just a metaphor for the Internet. Google Drive is a cloud computing service with all the apps and storage found online. Drive is also available on more than just desktop computers. You can use it on tablets like the iPad or on the smartphone. In fact, all of Google's services could be considered cloud computing. Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Reader, Google Voice, and more. Services like this offer a way to never lose your data again. With the cloud, there will no longer be a use for a physical hard drive. All the data will be accessible through the cloud. There are servers all throughout the world with all of your data that is practically impossible to lose. Any computer can be used to retrieve the data at any time. As long as there's an internet connection, your data is accessible. You do not need your computer to access the data, just a way to connect to the internet. Connecting to the internet nowadays is easier than ever. A free Wi-Fi connection can be obtained by simply going to a Starbucks. With an internet connection, you can pull up your data to the computer or the tablet you are using. Our third topic, computer hardware. Hardware in the computer world refers to the physical components that make up a computer system. There are many different kinds of hardware that can be installed inside and connected to the outside of a computer. To start, the central processing unit. The central processing unit, or the CPU, is the hardware within a computer that carries out the instructions of a computer program by performing the basic arithmetic, logical, and input-output operations of the system. All modern CPUs are microprocessors, meaning they contain on a single chip. The random access memory, or RAM, is a form of computer data storage. A random access memory device allows data items to be read and written in roughly the same amount of time, regardless of the order in which the data items are accessed. So how is all the hardware connected? The motherboard is the main component inside the case. It's a large rectangular board with integrated circuitry that connects the other parts of the computer, including the CPU, the RAM, the disk drives, and more. Each piece is needed to make the computer function properly. Our last topic, open source. You may not even have been aware that virtually all software comes with a license. Software is copyright material, and the license is needed to let you know what you can do with the software. Open source is a computer software with its source code made available with a license in which the copyright holder provides the rights to study, change, and distribute the software to anyone and for any purpose. Open source gives people the right to access source coding. It also offers free redistribution of coding. Programmers added a certain code, improving that code more and more as time goes on, getting rid of all the bugs. The Open Source Initiative is a global non-profit that supports and promotes the open source movement. It makes sure coding is free to the public and is used properly. To be OSI certified, the software must be distributed under a license that guarantees the right to read, redistribute, modify, and use the software freely. This has been a talk about the Internet of Things, cloud computing, computer hardware, and open source. Thank you for listening.